Hello everybody, Frankie Day for Frankie Day Models. Okay guys, for this cheerful, beautiful, blessed, hot summer day today, God gave us a break out of the humidity. It's a nice 88 degrees today. Real nice today. No humidity, it's kind of really nice. Anyway, the topic of this video is the Guillows laser cut Japanese A6M-2 the Zeke. And the Mitsubishi Zero, the Nimble Zero. Okay, guys, I'm knocking these balsa jobs out. This one here is like I showed you on the final reveal for the Beechcraft Bonanza. I showed you a kind of sneak preview of the Zero, so I got this thing done. I posted some pictures on the Airfix modeling page on Facebook, so some of you guys will probably do some channel surfing on there, just looking around. You probably ran into it. So I decided to share it there too, you know, keep everybody looking and keep me busy. Okay, I finished this thing today about, probably about 11 o'clock today. I finished it up. And I got a church right across from my house. I can walk there in about 5 minutes. And the grass is probably about 10, 12 inches tall. Nice grass out there. Certain parts of the grass they don't cut, and the other parts that they do. And so I like that long grass kind of keeps the airplanes from getting broken when they crash. So it's always good to have nice, soft, tall grass when you're flying your stick and tissue pre-flight model airplanes. And those of you guys that like to build stick and tissue models, a little word of caution. Those that you got these, like I do, and like a lot of people do, and when you go out flying it and selecting a good flying field, it's always best to find grass. Never fly these things in a weedy field. Let me tell you why. I found out what happens when you fly in a weedy field. I had an old Guillows Erotica Champion. It's beautiful. It's all yellow and green color. I took it down to Frytown Road. It's a place up there about 6 blocks from my house, right behind the VA. And there's a good flying field out there. So I decided to take it out there and fly it one time. So I got about 2 good flights out of it. And when I picked up the flight the third time, I looked at the bottom of the wings of the airplanes. They had holes in it. It looked like pin pricks. It looked like somebody took a straight pin, give it this, intermittent all over the place. I said, where the hell are these holes coming from? And I found out to my horror that the field that I was flying in was full of weeds. And they're like stems, they're like twigs. They're really stiff. They're about the thickness of twigs, the same consistency and thickness as twigs are. And they're brittle, they snap. So when the plane was landing, it landed right on top of those twigs. It was punching holes in the bottom of it. So it's still, I bagged it up and put it down in the basement. One of these days I may repair it. I may not, may just get another. But anyway, it's a word of caution. Always best to fly these things, guys. A nice tall green grass or brown grass or whatever, and no weedy fields. Okay, behind me I took some stills, outside pictures of this thing today. These are duplicate pictures that I posted on the Airfix modeling page on Facebook. And there's no build log on this. This thing was virtually, it was started a long time ago. All it needed to do is put the tissue on and the finishing touches, and she's ready to go. I flew this today. I tested at 11 o'clock when I finished this thing. I went down to the church by my house. It was a nice day. And I took it. I glided on. No powered rubber yet. I haven't flown it with rubber yet. That's coming up next. I took it down there and tested it and flew it a couple times. And it flew very, very nice. I had the center of gravity right to the balance point per plans. So it flies pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I was delighted with it. I had a pastor came out of the church. He saw me flying it. And he goes, man, I haven't seen that done in a long time. He says, man, too bad people nowadays don't do stuff like that. And I said, I wish they would. If they would, it'd be a lot of people out of trouble, keep them off the streets and stuff. And so this thing flies very, very well. So I got the 8 strands of rubber. I got it soaking in a baggie full of glycerin. And always good, guys, after you fly your rubber-powered motors, don't leave the rubber inside the airplane. It's always good to take the rubber out of the fuselage and wrap it up, stick it back in a bag like this, which I'll show you the final review. I back for rubber. And that almost went down on me, just that little display. Nothing lost, Mr. Christian, nothing lost. Okay. I kind of bumped my plane a while ago, didn't hurt it. This thing's tough. The landing gear in this thing is removable. It's only for display. I put the wheels in. And as you see behind me, we'll discuss it as we go along in the video. Okay, we're going to zoom in right behind me and show you the stills that I've done in this airplane here and discuss the options on it and the features of it. Okay, boys, we're going in for a run on this bad boy, and we're going to take a look at the mighty Mitsubishi Zero. Get a little closer, guys. There you go. That's good enough. That's fair enough right there. Okay, I got the set put on my top of my car in front of my house. I just got done taking my wife back from the doctor. They checked her lungs out, see how she's doing. The doctor gave her a thumbs up, a good bill of health. She's doing fine. So I parked the car close to the house so she can get out, so she had to walk too far. So at the same time, I thought what to have. Grab my Zero, put it on top of here, top of the car. The wheels here, like I said, are plugged in. Now right here, guys, you got to beat this in with balsa wood. You got to put sheet balsa between the spar and the leading edge of the wing, and flush against the ribs right here. And you bore a small hole and you take tubing. Either ACC glue or epoxy, and epoxy that tubing inside the wheel well where the wheels join in. And this right here, the oil strut, the landing gear, is tubing itself. So it telescopes inside this hole this tubing got inside the wing. So when I want to fly this thing, I just pull the wheels off and she's ready to go. So if I want to display it like I do here, I just plug them back in the wing and they're ready to go. So I just for display. Get it on the legs a little bit. And so as you can see right here, looking head on, she looks like she's ready to fly. Next still, there it is on the starboard side, looking forward. Funny thing on the plan is to show you the belly tank, but they don't give you no belly tank to the kit and vacuum form. I guess it's optional, but I'd like not to because to save weight. This airplane's all done in natural tissue. Nothing derived from the plans. The plans call for a pilot seat, a mounting board top of the cockpit where you fit the aerial mast, which I didn't put on, and painting it. This is all natural silk span that came with the kit. I gave it one coat of Aerogloss dope, 50-50 dope, then I sprayed it with Krylon after that, and so it tightens up very well, and it flies very, very well. And there she is looking aft right there. I love building things, guys. That's all I ever built when I was a kid. Didn't have no plastic back then. They were coming into view though, but I was so stuck on building these things with paper. I just love working on tissue models. A long lost art nowadays. Very few people are building these nowadays. A lot of old builders like me are dying off, and all the young fellas out there can't learn of guys like me, and the hobby's dying. That's why it's hard to find parts for these things. Only way to get stuff, you got to get it online. Like tissue now, the Penn Valley Hobbies, they just went out of business. Those are ready fixing to get some good colored dope. They don't have the whole place out of business now, so I can't get nothing from there. So get Aerogloss dope nowadays, guys. If you guys like to put dope on your stuff, it's always good to go with eBay. That's about the only source there is in the world to get stuff like that. The color dopes nowadays, they don't use them more because other finishes supersede, like monocoat. And right now, using a glue stick to glue tissue onto the wood, which I did here, works very, very well and very easy, and it'll stink the house up. And it works very, very well. And then shrink it with empty natural alcohol and water, and go ahead and get a coat of Krylon, and she's ready to go. I like to put dope on it. It kind of seals in good, not put Krylon. Okay, go next now. There she is, same pose on the starboard port side. I was took this thing out of the field and I tested it and flew it. It flies very, very well. The landing gear adds a lot of weight to it, so I took the wheels off. I wasn't going to fly it the landing gear on because that's the way I elected to build this thing. I was going to go ahead and just unplug the landing gear and just handle it right about here, center of gravity, give it a good toss, let go of the prop, she's ready to head to heaven. These Guillows kits are really nice. Originally, Guillows were die-cut kits. Now, with the new advent of laser cutting and technology paves the way for modelers and make life a little easier by making these laser cut kits. Their kits, to say the least, are superb. One thing bad about these die cut kits, guys, that when that die cut comes down there, it cuts those parts out of the sheet. It crushes it more than it cuts it. So the secret of removing the piece out of the sheets without storing the part is put the printed side, the die cut crushed side, down on the table with the back side facing you with a sanding block, sand away until you see the separation lines of the wood and the die. The parts will come out pretty easily. And they always give you extra, they always give you templates on the plans in case you make another, in case it's destroyed. So they know what you're running against to. The die cut, that was all they had back in those days, die cut. No lasers, laser cutting back then was a distant dream. Next still, there she is looking on her side. You can see where I beefed up underneath the leading edge of the wing. So I used 1/16 sheet balsa. I used tight bond. I glued it flush against this rib, against the spar, against the leading edge. When it dried, took a Dremel tool, drilled a small hole, and I inserted a bearing in there, a sleeve, so for this tubing of the landing gear to slide into. So, like I said before on the first slide, still, you want to apply it, pull the wheels off, set them aside, wind your pop about 650 turns, stretch wind it, pull the rubber out as far as you can, hook up your winder, give about 650 turns, hook it up to your propeller shaft, nose block, put it in here. I got about 2% down thrust on this. So the thing got to fly good. The thing floats very well. We'll go next still. There she is looking on the starboard side. Nothing more than a stick of tissue model, guys. That's the conclusion of the stills and final reveal and the build of the Guillows laser cut state-of-the-art AM620. And we'll get the camera, send it back to yours truly and finish up the video. Okay, guys. With winter time coming up, oh yeah, we'll take a look at this before we discuss any more. There she is right there, guys. Except we had a while ago. I was showing you this rubber I got right here. This rubber is in a bag. In this bag, I got glycerin soap, and I'm always massaging. I'm working all that stuff inside that baggie. I need 4 loops of 1/8 rubber, which I got right here, will power this Zero. When you get done flying it, remove the rubber from the stern post of the plane, put it back in the bag and let it soak up some more. It'll last you a long, long time. Reason why you put it in the bag after the flight, if you leave it in the airplane and decide to go on something else, as time prevails, this stuff will lose to get moisture, it'll age, and guess what will happen? It'll dry out. When it dries out, you start winding up, bam! You'll have a rubber explosion inside the fuselage. It could take out the whole lingerie. Sometimes you take out formers, the whole thing. I've seen guys' tail end up where the nose block is at. And it was not a very pretty picture. Okay, there she is right here. And you can see. Prop turns pretty good. I just got to put the rubber to it and ready to go. And then she's ready to hunt for the happens. This thing's so darn big, guys. You see what I'm saying? You knock it over. That's 3 times I hit this thing. And I masked off the nose area and painted it black. And airbrushed it black, airbrushed the spinner. Got the nose block on there. feed the rubber through there, pull out the aluminum motor peg, hook up your rudder, and pull out the landing gear, and give her a toss and watch her fly. Okay, summertime comes. I always love my summer toys. Everybody's saying, "God, Frank, we should get back on plastic again." In due time, gentlemen, in due time. I got the Vietnam build coming up, so I'll be hopping on that 124 scale Huey chopper, and I gotta get those pilots sent off to Freddie Duarte. I've been too darn busy, you guys, working on building these things. And it seems like to me, I just forget or just don't have the time. But when it comes to summer days like this in Ohio, which is very short, because we get very seasonal weather out here, we don't get 24 hours a day, 365 days of blue skies and sunshine, like do out in California and other beautiful states. And so when summertime gets here, old Frankie Day likes to build these and fly them. I think I got one more I'm going to build, finish it up, then I'll hop on plastic. I want to finish up an F3H Demon, and I may just go ahead and get started on that Kitty Hawk OS2U Kingfisher that I have. May start on that. A lot of you guys like to have me see me build that one. But right now, I'm finishing these up. I got my Gilmore racer. Let me move the Zeke out of the way. I started on this thing maybe about 4 months ago. This is a Dumas kit. This is the Wendell Racer, the Red Lion, and sports ship. And thus far, I got the shell done, half shells, like I did on the Beechcraft Bonanza. I use half shells, and I've got a jig over here behind me. I'm going to build the inside of the shell of the fuselage. As you can see right here, I'll make a build log on this. So that's about as far as I got on this beautiful Wendell Racer, the Red Lion. Back in the 1930s, the golden age of aviation, a lot of aviation was very popular back in those days because there's so much new aircraft that has been designed and flown, especially in the Grand Bull races and the Thompson Trophy races. And most of them, they participated in air races, and interest the militarists and in the armed forces. Their designs more or less inspired other designers to make pursuit ships and make an aircraft. And these racing machines were like death machines, but these guys were very experienced barnstormer pilots back in World War I that flew these. They had a lot of aviation experience in flying these racing planes. It's like Jimmy Doolittle's R2 GB. All that thing was just an engine with wings, and that he proved he'd flown that very successfully. Okay, gentlemen, that's about it right here, and on the final reveal, we'll sing it over here. And geez, who's that guy in the mirror right there? Damn, shave, huh? Not bad. It's getting hot, guys. It's hot. Besides, I let my face air out for a while as the winter gets here. I may grow it back, or I may not. So that's the end of them, and not me, but it. Okay, next video is going to be probably an update and build on the Wendell Racer right here, the Red Lion. And I'll finish that up. I'll probably be shaking something else. You never know when I'll pop out. I got the Blue Jacket USS Constitution's yelling at me. I got the SO Trenton over there yelling at me. And I got a bunch of them yelling at me. And they know I'll get to them, and I will. Okay, guys, that's about all I can think about, all I can say. And all I can say is, guys, is take care of yourselves, make Mama happy. Build on, build strong, enjoy this beautiful summer, It's going to be short and over before you know it, so enjoy it by the day.